It's really bad.
Look at that, Liv. Look, I can use both hands now. Ooh,
Make the most of it.
Dusty's got feet. Anyway, it's a new era of Doctor Who. Literally,
It's a new day.
It's a-
It's a new day.
it's a new day. Yes, it is. And
For me.
I'm feeling
Really
JNT.
Do-do, do-do.
So, Leisure Hive episode 1. I feel ill-equipped to talk about the story thus far because it hasn't really had a story just thus far. I feel as if we've had a lot of stuff happen, but not really anything I recognise as a story. But that's okay.
Yes, I would agree with that. Nothing that you'd recognise as an obvious story.
Yeah, and it's sort of just been thrown at us. There's a bit of Robots of Death in there, it feels like creeping around, murder mystery type thing, rocking up somewhere. There's lots of talking, lots of world building, and lots of science and stuff, which is very exciting. People talking over each other as well. That was a bit odd. Some weird directorial flourishes, which is quite fun. But let's start at the start and say...
It started a very good note.
New title sequence. Now, we are used to new title sequences in Doctor Who now, and we've had a few of them over the years, but we've got...
It's almost like they regenerate.
Yeah, new music. By the way, did you notice the word regeneration was used really early on in this story?
I didn't notice that.
I did. And the fourth Doctor is asleep in a deck chair in a brand new mooted costume.
It's nice, I like that.
It's almost as if changes are afoot. And changes have afooted.
When a change is afoot.
Changes will be a-feeting at the end of this season. But and I don't know if we know that, watching this the first time round, when we watched this back in 1980. I don't know if we know that.
I was minus many years at this point.
Anyway, so, new title sequence, new music. I love that opening shot along the beach. Did you like that opening shot along the beach?
I don't think it needs to be quite as long as it
I
was.
think that's fair. But I'm sure, that way of opening a story by having a bit of faffing about on a beach, completely pointless. I don't know why that's there, apart from the fact it frames the story nicely. We've got a story about holidays, a holiday camp, Butlins, and that's how we're going to get there. But there's so much to say. Let's start with this. This is a weirdly Tom light story. Loads happens, not really in the shape of anything I recognise as a story for the most part yet, but in amongst it, this force of nature, this dazzling, charismatic beacon of the programme, weirdly doesn't have much to do. Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
I also,
it's a four-parter.
Yeah. I also think it's interesting that, just the Doctor and the Companion quite mooted. It's there's so much that's gone on in this that's nothing to do with the Doctor and the Companion yet. And in fact, it'd be interesting, and I'm really not going to do this, but if I went back to look at some Graham Williams stuff and sort of just time how much time the Doctor and Romana spend talking or being on screen or doing stuff, this felt really absent, apart from even the Ages at the start had a massive long sequence where they weren't actually in it. Most bizarre. This feels tonally very different. Some lovely directorial flourishes. The music sounds like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is not a problem in my eyes. And we're not going to talk about the story yet, because I just can't wrap my head around that yet. But even though we know, obviously, and Libby knows now, this is very, very different. This is totally different to Williams. This is more of a shift, tonally, with the absence of changing Doctor, which obviously always a tonal shift. Then, I was going to make some weird. That's nonsense. Because Gunfighters 1, 2, 3 is knockabout comedy, then you kill people at the end. But just the general shape of the show and stuff.
I'm quite intrigued to see what happens.
I'm intrigued to see what happens.
I'm intrigued.
I know what happens. But I'm intrigued to see what happens. Loads of science as well.
Yeah, I'm excited to know how this all pans out, and it makes me want to travel to 2200 and whatever it was.
To our goal list.
Yeah.
So yes, that's a lot of talking, basically saying, "Wow, this is all weird and new," and it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. Although, how much time do we have to get used to it? Who knows? I know.
Nobody knows how much time they have left, darling. You could.
You
drop
do if
down,
you're on our goal list.
You could drop down at any point.
If those little things come off your head.
I thought you really meant you.
Me, I've got years yet. I've got to do this over again at some point and watch everything in the right ratio. Anyway, more next time.